That is cheating if you're like talking in a flirtatious manner. You know what I'm saying? Like you have like.
What do you consider cheating? First off,
anything you want me to know, or it's like deceitful, or just like any like flirtatious act, like
any flirtatious act.
Yeah, like it's just like no, like you know how it's like you hug your friend, cool. You can have female friends, cool. But it's like different when you do like side hug versus like the full hug, and then you rock and shake, yeah. Like you know, like you know when you're doing too much. You do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's true. But I don't know. I was talking to somebody else, to another woman, and she told me that what she considers cheating is like doing something you wouldn't want your significant other to do.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, it sounds like a good definition in theory because people have different ideas of what's cheating. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it's, you can't really judge of like, oh, I wouldn't, because I might do something and I'll be like, oh, I wouldn't mind if she does it.
Right.
But to you, what I'm doing is like that. So I could understand that definition kind of makes sense. But yeah, what people consider cheating is kind of tricky. Cause so flirting is cheating?
Yes, I think so. Like, what are you flirting for?
Because it just happens.
No,
I don't be thinking about it. This is devil's advocate. Okay. Obviously, I would never feel this way. This is obviously just how other people think.
No, I'll play with
it. No, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I think flirting is the only problem with flirting is that I don't think flirting itself is cheating, but I think the problem with flirting is it can lead to cheating.
Okay.
That's the problem. Like, it can lead to somewhere where, like, there's no turning back.
So what do you consider flirting as? Like, what would,
flirting?
Like, give, like,
I would say...
Give an example.
Flirting, I just consider just the basic thing as flirting is, like, but that's the thing, though. Like, flirting is also kind of weird because, like, some people can consider joking around as flirting. Like, a guy joking around with another female as flirting is, like, joking around. They consider that flirting. It's like, so it's weird. So I don't know what some people think is flirting. I would say what I think it's flirting would be like
sliding in DMs.
Yes.
Commenting like heart eyes.
Heart eyes is definitely flirting for sure.
Or just like texting and using like pretty intimate emojis, or just like talk, like having like
emoji,
or just like having like intimate conversations with like those other than your significant other.
Right.
It's just like, I feel as if people be like, oh, like flirting is basically just like doing things that sometimes like aren't physical, like just enough before you like make out, start feeling each other, having sex. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like those steps leading up to like the bigger things with people. Because I know people who think like cheating is just sex, but like I feel like that's
probably guys.
No.
What? No,
I don't think so.
Wait, so right. I think there's different. I don't think sex is the only way of cheating. I think obviously definitely kissing. Not. I think holding hands, if anything, that's pretty fucking crazy. That's like very intimate. But it's like, yeah, I think what you said is right. I do think that's what's flirting. It's like that little moment before two people do, you know, certain things. Like maybe get too close to each other, stare at each other for too long.
Say certain things.
If you stare at somebody for more than 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I say 3 seconds. That's like cheating.
A lot of you. I've been staring at you this entire time.
No. But I'm talking about when they're like both people are not talking.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say. There's a different way of people that people stare.
No, I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm talking about. You've given your boyfriend that stare. That's like y'all look at each other for a good 3 seconds, and y'all know exactly what y'all looking at. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know exactly what that is. You know what I'm talking about. It's definitely a different kind of staring. It's a difference between like listening to somebody and like
I do. Like, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's when you both like there's like I don't know. There's this a lot of flirting is, I would say, kind of you also have to feel it. It's like an energy thing. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily like physical thing. Like you can feel when you're flirting with somebody because you kind of feel that flirtation's energy, like you both are kind of like looking at each other and like saying certain things to like get a reaction. I think that's what flirting is. And I guess if you consider that flirting, then yeah, it's cheating. But yeah, I guess it's cheating, but it's like if nothing happens, how is it still cheating?
Because like sometimes I feel like you do that to get a reaction.
Right.
Sometimes things just don't happen because they don't happen to happen. But what if they did happen?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it's also like I've had this conversation before, but there's also a thing of like, if I'm going to defend guys, I would say guys, when they get a certain way, the H word, you know the H word? Horny. When guys get horny, they when guys get horny, they kind of black out a little bit. I don't know if you know this about guys, but when they get horny, you've heard the phrase like thinking with your dick, right?
Yes.
When because that's a very real phrase, because when a guy is like in that mode, they're not thinking about anything else. They're not thinking about common sense. It's almost like a completely different person.
I don't think so.
It's true. What do you mean you don't think so? I'm a guy. I know what I'm talking about.
I know. But I just like, unless from my experience, I've been approached differently, I don't.
What do you mean? Oh, based on your personal experience, you haven't noticed that?
I don't think that like it's in like a blackout thing.
It's definitely a blackout thing. It's for sure, especially especially when it goes to a certain place. Okay. I don't know if you've heard of this, but there's this like test. I don't even know if it's a test. I was told this by somebody. I don't remember who. But it's like, if you have a guy and you put a naked woman in front of him, there's like this primitive thing about guys that they can't not do something. Like if they're offering themselves to a guy in that kind of way, they almost can't even hold it back. It's like a very primitive thing. Because if you think about it, I mean, you're a bio major. Okay. You're taking biology. You know all the science shit. I mean, what are we meant to do as humans? Procreate. Hey, who's the one who procreate? Who inserts a life into other people? The guy. And that's the thing. Because if you look at it in a scientific, that's not a word. In a scientific way, the need for people to have sex is to procreate. But it feels good. So then a lot of people kind of want to do it thinking because it feels good, but it's pretty much just a way to get people to procreate, right? So it's embedded in us and people and humans to have sex. And who are the humans that initiate that? Is the guys. The guys are the ones that have to initiate it, because how else is the kid going to be born? You know what I mean? It has to come from us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you're looking at a puzzle piece, you know what I mean? It's like if a portrait is nearly done, there's just one piece left. You have to insert that piece. If you don't insert it, nothing's gonna happen. So you have to physically move that piece into the puzzle piece, into the overall portrait for the masterpiece to be done. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying at this point. All I'm trying to say is that there is a thing about guys, and I don't think girls are never gonna either understand it or want to understand or accept that that's just how guys are. But it is a thing, and that's why flirting gets bad. Because with flirting, the problem, I don't think there's anything wrong with a guy, let's say, having sex with another girl while in a relationship. Let me finish. What is wrong is when they get themselves in a certain scenario, right? Because if, let's say, you're at the club or at a strip club, right? Or a certain place where that could happen. That's a problem. If you as a person, as a guy, you won't be able to control yourself. Why are you going to this place that is going to lead you to do this? That's where I think that cheating comes in. But the actual act of having sex, it's also it's a very common thing of like guys, can have sex with somebody and not care about them. I think that's true. I'm not like that, but I'm weird. I'm like the weirdest Dominican because I don't like cheating. It's weird, but it's like that is what?
I just stereotype yourself like that.
Because bro, I go to Dominican barbershops all the time. When I tell you that's all they talk about, that's all they talk about.
I feel like that's just what men talk about. Period.
True. I feel like a lot of men.
Like honestly, I don't really think that. I'm not gonna say it's like, I don't really think that's like cheating, just like having like eye talk. Cause like that's what people do in barbershops. It's different if it's like, oh yeah, talk about like, oh yeah, I cheated my wife last night. Oh yeah, you want something too? That's different from like, oh, did you see J-Lo or Rihanna? She was looking good.
Right. Like, I don't think that's cheating.
Yeah, that's like that's just like
Yeah. That's. I don't think that's cheating. It's always funny to see what like certain people consider cheating or whatnot.
I definitely do consider certain things cheating, but I don't really think that like I'm a very jealous person. Like, I don't really get like uptight about certain things. What do you mean?
Because this
like clingy or
no, possessive in that. Because I've learned this. I guess there's a difference between jealous and possessive. I've learned from this girl I was talking to. I guess jealous, because I would tell her, "Oh, you get jealous." She's like, "No, I don't get jealous. I get possessive. There's a difference." I'm like, "What's the difference?" She said, "Jealous implies that the other, let's say, girl that I'm talking to in this scenario has something that she doesn't have. So she doesn't feel jealous. She's just possessive. She just wants, let's say, me all to herself." So, and I think that makes sense, and I think that's a lot of women actually, because I don't know how often, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, because you say jealous, it has that connotation of like, yeah, she has something I don't have.